giving da'wah to the Bani Israel. Those were the Muslims of that time. Okay? And he's giving them da'wah, and he's telling them the proof. Why should they believe in him as Allah's messenger? He says, قَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بِآيَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. I am coming to you with a miracle from your master and a sign from your master. So I have proof of why you should think of me as a messenger. أَنِّي أَخْلُقُ لَكُم مِّنَ الطِّينِ كَهَيْئَةِ الطَّيْرِ فَأَنفُخُ فِيهِ فَيَكُونُ طَيْرًا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. I am going to create for you from mud, from wet soil, I'm going to make the shape of a bird, and then I'm going to blow into that shape, and it will become a living bird by the permission of Allah. So the shape of a bird will turn into a living bird. That's the first thing. Okay. Then he says, وَأُبْرِئُ الْأَكْمَهَ وَالْأَبْرَصَ. And I will heal the one that is diseased, the leper, the people that have very severe, you can even say terminal diseases, right? Viral diseases that they were quarantined. They couldn't live with the rest of society. They were separated. Those kinds of people, I will be able to cure them, and even the blind one. Okay, so I will be able to heal them. Okay, now, وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. And I'll be able to bring the dead back to life by Allah's permission. And he keeps saying, by Allah's permission, by Allah's permission, by Allah's permission. So it's not Jesus brought the dead back to life. Jesus brought the dead back to life by Allah's permission. He keeps adding this qualification every time, right? So bi'idhnillah. Then he says, and this is not enough. So far we have three. We've got that he's going to take the shape of a bird from dirt, and it's going to become a living bird. Then the second was he's going to heal people that are in a state of disease and weakness. And the disease is going to be gone by the permission of Allah. Then he mentions the dead will come back to life. He will bring the dead back to life by Allah's permission. Then he says, وَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا تَأْكُلُونَ وَمَا تَدَّخِرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. I'm going to tell you what you eat, meaning people come and meet with him, and he knows already what they're going to be eating at home. This is what you're cooking at home. It's different if you already ate and you come and you can smell the chicken, you're like, you had biryani. Like, that's different. They haven't eaten yet, and he can tell this is what you're going to go home and eat. And وَمَا تَدَّخِرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. People back in the day, in the old times, they didn't have bank, and people didn't have cash. People had gold, they had silver, they had valuable items like that, and they didn't have a place to store it. So they used to have secret places, either in their home or in their back or somewhere in the mountain somewhere, where they can dig and they can hide the items. They can bury the items in their home. He says, وَمَا تَدَّخِرُونَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. The things that you're storing in your home and you're keeping them secret, I will tell you what you have stored. This is one of his miracles, right? So I'll tell you what you're going to eat, and the items that you're storing and saving in your homes. These are the miracles of Isa alayhi salam listed in Surah Ali Imran. And at the end of it all, he says, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةً لَكُمْ. Just like he began, he said, in all of that, there's a very powerful miracle for you. إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. If in fact you're going to believe. But then he says, he adds something more, and we'll come back to these miracles in a second. He said, وَمُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيَّ مِنَ التَّوْرَاةِ. This is really important now. He says, and I've come to confirm whatever came before me from the Torah. The Torah was not given first to Isa alayhi salam, it was given to Musa alayhi salam. And Isa alayhi salam is saying, one of my jobs, my first job is to make sure I teach you what the Torah actually says. The Torah actually says. Because you've changed what it says, and you've changed its interpretation, and and some parts of it are true, some of your tafsir is correct, some of your tafsir is incorrect. And I'm going to correct what you should be believing about Torah. I'll fix your understanding of the Torah. So at the time, the Sadducees, the people that or the Pharisees that used to teach the Torah in Jerusalem at the time, the ulama, the fuqaha, the muftis of Bani Israel, they were the people that studied many years. They studied the Torah. And here there's someone who, from being a baby, he never went to their madrasa. He never graduated. And he's telling them, I am going to tell you what Torah says. I'm going to fix it for you. You don't understand it correctly. I've come to tell you what it really means. So if you study the New Testament, you have the life of Jesus in the New Testament, and he's constantly questioning the teachers of the Israelites, the fuqaha, the muftis of why did you make up this fatwa? Where did you get this from? That's not what Allah said. That's not what he means. You people play games with Allah's book. And he's challenging them all the time. And their sheikhs of back in the day, the fuqaha, the aimma, they didn't like it. Like, he's making us look bad. We have the Friday khutbah, they had their Saturday, they had their Sabbath, they had their sermons, they had their teachings, and publicly he's questioning them and saying, what are you talking about? That's not what Allah said. This is not what Allah said. So they started developing a real hatred towards him because he's making us look bad. He's ruining our reputation. And then on top of that, he has all of these miracles too. Now, even though this is not my subject, I will tell you that eventually they accused him of being a magician. And you find this in the Bible, and Allah even also says that in the Quran, right? وَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ قَالُوا هَذَا سِحْرٌ مُبِينٌ Surah As-Saff. When he brought them all the clear proofs, the ones I talked to you about, they said, oh, this is magic. Then they said, oh, magic is haram. Magic is haram, he should be wajibul qatl, we should kill him. He's a kafir, we should kill him. You see, this is the fatwa they issued after that. And this fatwa is still found in the Talmud. It's still found in Jewish literature, that they claim that they're the ones who issued this fatwa, that he should be killed. Because he was doing magic, and because of magic, he's outside of the fold of Islam. Right? So which was Islam of that time, right?